Hello, welcome to Tinks Invest. We're talking about investing, finance, and professional. For today's items only, the investment we're going to talk today will be Ethereum TKTH. First, I want to say happy Friday, everybody. Have a great week so far. It's my second posting of today. Respect to recording time of 2:08 p.m. on the Eastern Time. Ethereum country at $3,983, down about 3% so far. As you can see clearly on the crypto market, is either flat to downward right now. With respect to the major catalyst that drives this current translation onto the market right now from the CPI report that came out at 8:30 a.m. on the Eastern Time this morning, right? It seems like on a high level perspective, the inflation number came out to be, higher than expected. But in terms of the surprise or the shock and awe type of affectation, is not as severe in comparisons to Wall Street expectation. So with that juxtaposition, despite surging 6.8% in November, which is the fastest in the last 40 years since 1982, the market is a little bit more forgiving today, right? And you could see that clearly that with respect to Dow Jones, it's currently up about 0.31%. Nasdaq's up about the same. SPY's up about 0.60%. So it's actually performing a little bit better. As you can see clearly or prominently that Tesla is actually up today despite the inflationary pressure, despite lack of specific news. Right, and I say Tesla is because it's a relatively sizable stock that has a lot of implementations onto the momentum of the market, right? So with that being said, it's kind of like an index as well that gives us a good understanding in terms of how is the equity size performing today. Not a true representation, but it's just enough to give you a flavor of it. But obviously, if you want to be more specific, as an investor that's strategic, I would be diving into a little bit more to look at the spread of the whole entire spectrum of the equity market. But based on a high-level synopsis, it kind of checks out. So with respect to the crypto market, why is it selling off right now? It's really because the inflationary pressure, despite its surging for obvious reasons, 6.8% is not good, but it's not the surprising factor that drives people to be fleeing to crypto as a safe havens instrument, right? And also with respect to some of the negative news that we've been percolating so far with Evergrande on the Kaiser defaults that broke out on the news yesterday. The Omicron news seems like it's still percolating, right? It seems like there's more cases based on the new CDC data. There seems like there are a lot of Omicron patients that's popping up in several states across the nation, right? So with all of these affectation combined with the weekend affectation, and this weekend is still a big question mark, are there going to see any black swan news that's going to pop up? And next week's going to be a wild ride as well on the 14th and 15th FOMC meeting, triangulating the job numbers on the quantitative tapering plan going forward. We are seeing more uncertainty in the ratio in comparisons to people's feeling confidence about the outlook of the economy going forward, right? So that's a high-level synopsis. So let's just dive into the technicals right now. So with respect to recording time of 2:11 p.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum can trade $3,989, down about 2.9% so far. With respect to overall crypto market on our RSI scales at the 42 out of 70, we are the cross down right now, so we are still in the bearish sentiments right now. At the moment right now, we are hovering above the $3,850, which is technically the next level resistance, right? The next flat number resistance, the 3,900, but we know that that's not a really substantive level. The real level is technically the 4,150, which we broke that, right? Do we see like going down all the way to 3,450 or 3,475 or even 3,150 all over again? I would say no, because of the fact that we are relatively oversold right now at the current level. So I think the worst would be probably revisiting somewhere around in between. Do we see this flash crash that occur already? No, I would say that probably will be slim because this happened because of the leverage and the drag effect from the key coins, right? On Bitcoin specifically, dragging the market down, right? So that's something to watch out for. Again, right? Place your limit orders into your platforms, and these are levels that I would ideally look to scoop at again. So if that's the case, perfect, right? But ultimately, with respect to the current cup and handle pattern, I would say it still holds because we are still hovering above the 3,850. So this could technically be the last, I would say, uncertain correction until we have that leap up, to reach all-time high by Christmas time, which can be logical, contingent, obviously, on the FOMC meeting next week. So with respect to Bitcoin, it's currently flat again, right, at the 31 out of 70. So right now, Bitcoin is still a buy in terms of risk versus reward ratio. And I think we are basically at the bottom right now at the 47,700. We are very oversold. And we are slowly curving up right now because of this downward wedge. So it makes sense to incur risk right now. Dogecoin. We are at the buying level right now. We are very oversold. So I think anywhere from the current level to 1302, that was just like a, not the most sensical level. It was just overreaction to be buying at the current level, that 20 out of 70. I don't have to explain that concept to you, that this is a good level to buy right now. Cardano is at 125, so it seems like there's worsening experience going forward because of some of the legal issues that's still percolating. Seems like some investors are giving up, or like they are, freaking out because we've sold down so much ever since the peak when we were at the 237. So that's a lot of huge sell-off. I was like, this is close to 85% of downward trend so far. But I think right now, somewhere around, like again, right, the frame of 134 to 120 is still the frame that I would be not buying it right now. Solana is down about 5% right now, so ideally anywhere from 156 to 133 to 113 is still the dip for us right now, down about 5%. So these are the levels I watch out for. XRP is at 81 right now, so with respect to current level 81, which is basically the next level to 78, 69, these are still the level to buy at. I think we're oversold right now, so XRP is not terrible to incur risk at the moment. Polkadot is at 26 right now, so anywhere from 26 to 25, which is technically the bottom already, will be logical to incur risk. We're at 28 out of 70, so good level to incur risk right now for Polkadot. Algorand's at 150 right now. Again, right, anywhere from 160 to 150 would be a good level to buy at right now. Or even 135, which is not logical at all because that was just overreaction again. So right now it's not terrible to buy Algorand. Shiba Inu is down about flat numbers, like 0.04% right now. Anywhere from 2,900 all the way to 900, still the dip for us. MacTag is up about 5% right now, anywhere from 175 to 143 for me to even feel incentivized to incur risk at the moment. AVAX, anywhere from 81 to 60 is still the dip for us accordingly. So with respect to the news front, let's just dive into news. I would say the news are kind of stale still. It's talking about with respect to CPI numbers that just came out, so we know exactly what that means. The other news is really regurgitating with respect to the White Castle, which is the fast food company, on purchasing Ethereum into the balance sheet, but also having their own NFT that's been released on their on a new platform going forward, the 1C platform. So interesting, I guess. So with respect to the risk management level, these are the levels I've identified so far. And again, we are within a lot of these levels that I've identified specifically, especially on the steel level for selective coins here, right? So that means this is logical to incur risk right now. I don't foresee us to continue to crash another 30-40%. That's like not logical. They'll be drilling oil completely. Obviously, it's not obvious, right? Are we still in a bull market or are we still in a bear market? What are we in right now? We are in the business of risk mitigation. And based on the risk profile right now for these respective coins, it just makes sense to incur risk logically. If you hold long term, you will thank yourself later. So I really appreciate you for joining me again on this Friday afternoon. I'm actually going to head out now to meet my parents in the city to see the tree in Rockefeller Center. So I look forward to seeing that. And today's one of those like kind of warm day, about 11 Celsius. So not terrible, it's about 60 degrees on Fahrenheit. So it's a tolerable weather, right, in comparisons to previous days. So I look forward to it. And let me know if you have specific questions in the meantime. And stay tuned to come up. Take care. Bye.